So I turned to her, the lady at the counter, and I just said, "Listen, I was told that I'd offer a foot-long sandwich. This sandwich is quite longer than my foot, and so therefore
Oh,
I demand my money back. That's just false advertising. This is Subway. That's too much sandwich. I want it as long as my foot, and you said I could
yeah.
have it my
See,
way."
I agree, but I mean, you do realize we're recording, right?
It would have been nice if you told me that before I started
Well,
that story.
don't worry. I'll edit it out
Oh,
in
good job.
post.
Oh,
You're all
thanks.
good. You're all good.
Thanks.
So, anyways, I made a tier list. First of all, we're the only YouTubers to ever make a tier list. No one else has ever done this before.
This is such a good
This is
idea.
Yeah, it's like our new thing,
Yeah.
basically. So this one we decided to start off pretty strong.
Yes.
This is about cults.
We figured, we need something that people can believe in. And what can you believe in if it's not cults?
Yeah, and we're gonna decide whether we like the cult, we don't like the cult, whether it's an S tier, an F tier, somewhere in the middle. Yeah, we didn't include an E because this is the American grading system.
Gotcha. This is
With S as well, so.
This is the American grading system.
Yeah, if you don't like it, you can go back to your own country.
If you didn't get an S on all your report cards, you weren't trying hard enough.
Yeah, and us Americans, we measure without ease, and we measure in length of football fields only.
American football, none of that.
Yeah,
None of that
yeah.
soccer.
Yeah, I'm approximately 286 football fields away from your house. That's how I know how to get to your house. I know how many football fields to drive.
It's amazing. The only thing that we will occasionally measure, other than football fields, of course, is if we have to measure in home runs. But that's more of it's more of a height versus length thing.
Yeah, that's true. Good point.
For liquid, we measure it in quarts of beer, specifically Miller Lite.
Anyways, let's get started. All right, we're gonna start with the Honohana cult.
Ooh,
right.
Honohana. So
We're starting pretty interesting here. So this is a Japanese cult. It's
alright.
led by a crook, who claims he can see someone's past and future just by looking at their feet. He's guilty of having extorted 150 million yen, or over $1 million, from 30 followers. He diagnosed them with illnesses before having them pay for those treatments, even though they were false. And yeah, he was sentenced to 12 years in prison. So what do you think about this one?
Swear to God, are you telling me that this is a foot fetish cult?
Yeah, but also at the same time he used people's feet to diagnose them with things.
So he thinks
And
that...
they willingly paid him for treatment after he looked at their feet and said, "Yeah, you have this disease." So honestly, I don't see him doing anything too wrong.
Nothing wrong. I mean, you probably shouldn't con people out of their money, but all in
But this
all,
is kind of legendary as well.
this is amazing.
It's at least a B tier in my opinion.
This is straight up B tier because he's knocked a few points because he did swindle people out of money.
Yeah, but those people were very gullible as well.
I mean, how the level of confidence and charm you have to tell some guy like, "Oh, I can figure out your illness by looking at your feet," and
Why
not
did he
like
choose feet? He could have pretended to be a real doctor. Why do you have to go with the feet?
Because see, with a real doctor, like you're gonna be like, "Oh, I want some tests," but if some dude just looks in your feet and it's like, "Oh, geez, man, we gotta get you somewhere," you're not gonna be like, "Oh, give me some tests, poke some more needles in my foot."
Yeah. So the next one is Scientology.
Oh, nice, Scientology.
I personally would put this in S tier, and here's why.
100% S tier.
So here's the reason. Basically, Scientology actually has ads on YouTube for whatever reason, and if we want to be monetized, they might be the first ones to monetize this video. So honestly, they're the best. I wouldn't recommend joining them, but I'm still gonna call them the best because we really need to pay rent this month.
And they've already sent us a cease and desist as soon as they saw we were going to be in this video, so we're really hoping that this is
yeah.
Nice little...
Please love us.
Please don't hate us, Tom Cruise.
Yeah, please don't. So now we're gonna... I like how I didn't even describe that, but I guess most people know that one anyways. Next one is the Order of the Solar Temple.
Oh boy.
Pretty spooky.
Yeah, the
So
picture
in
of it
19
looks spooky.
Yeah, I just chose a random picture. It might not have anything to do with it, honestly. But so this so this one says in 1995,
Oh, that's good.
16 members were found burned on a plateau in the French Alps. The scene closely resembled the deaths of 53 other temple members in October 1994 in Canada and Switzerland. So, I mean, I'm all about, freedom of religion and all that, but if you're gonna go around killing people, it's just not cool. It's
So,
just not cool.
as yeah, burning people is a little bit of a rough one.
Yeah,
I would argue that the whole witch burning thing put a snafu on that, made it look real bad.
yeah. So, I don't know. I just think it just really wasn't cool of them to do that to those people. So I'd put it on F, honestly.
Yeah, burning people, were they burned alive or were their corpses burned?
Um, they were burned and found on a plateau.
Just to be
Take that
safe,
as you will.
we're gonna put
I
it in
didn't
F
do
tier.
extensive research. Yeah,
Yeah, we're gonna put that
they
in
still
F tier.
killed people.
Uh,
Not
yeah,
cool.
that this is fair.
Yeah. Hopefully the next one will be less murderous. Nope.
Oh,
It's
good.
the Manson family. So Charles Manson led this. He gathered his hippie community in 1967. They were far from pacifists. They murdered Sharon Tate. They he also tried to get them to go on a murder spree of a bunch of other people. So, to put it in other words, not cool.
Yeah. He
I don't know. I'm
also.
just not feeling it.
Yeah, I'm not feeling it. I mean, he tried to convince people that there was gonna be this big race war to
Yeah.
kill between blacks and whites and kill everyone. But see, problem there is this big war between black people and white people. He was trying to instigate. So
Yeah. That's true. So I put him on an F tier.
yeah.
It's not a cool cult.
You don't get points when you tattoo a swastika on yourself.
Yeah, that makes it a bit worse.
Yeah, that makes it infinitely worse.
All right. So the next one is, let's see, the People's Temple.
Oh
So
God.
this is the Baptist guy. This is Jim Jones. He developed his church throughout the United States and
that-
enraptured crowds with his purported faith healings.
Oh, this is
And-
Jim Jones. Okay.
Yeah, this is Jim Jones. But for those unfamiliar, he encouraged physical fighting, spying, and the use of fear. It
Well-
all came to a tragic end
Well,
on
doesn't he sound
November
like a nice
18th.
guy?
1978, when a few journalists were murdered for trying to help a few disenfranchised members return to the United States. So shortly after, all of his followers, totaling 900 people, drank cyanide-laced punch, or else the Guyana military would come and take their children away. So basically, they all had to die. So, yeah, I would certainly say not very cool.
Yeah, especially when you trick people and you don't tell them what you're doing with the Kool-Aid. So,
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a fan. I have to
think-
say, I'm not a fan.
man, this started so fun with Honohana.
Yeah,
Good old
I mean,
footman.
but that's only assuming I did all the right research. They might have been worse than I thought, but I just put a B tier because, for the goofs.
Yeah.
So, here we go. This next one is Heaven's Gate.
Oh, everyone's favorite.
So this one, all 39 members of Heaven's Gate committed suicide because they wanted to join each other on a comet.
A spaceship trailing the comet.
Spaceship, yeah, a UFO tailing the comet, and that was because the end of the world was about to commence, and that's what they had to do. They had to die so that their soul would go to that comet. So
And then they go to another planet.
yeah, so I mean, encouraging people to die is a very bad thing.
We've established
But-
this several times.
Yeah, but you also have to consider that the leader also did the same thing as his followers because he legitimately also believed it. Like, he wasn't just conning them, he was also just as much of a part of it. And he went down with the ship, and you have to. I don't know if you can really respect him, but I mean, maybe that's a little bit of a point. I don't know.
I wouldn't say I respect him, but I would say, like, there's a big difference between having a very badly misguided belief and then like the Manson family and the People's Temple, Jim Jones. Those are obviously just people looking out for some power. But Heaven's Gate seems like he honestly thought he was trying to help people.
Yeah, but and I mean also look at the logo. It looks like it's from like an 80s sci-fi movie, and I'm here for it.
All right, I'm giving him an F for the.
I'll go for a D tier.
Yeah, I'm gonna say F for the cult thing, but a D on the logo. Just look at that.
Yeah.
They hired an actual graphic designer to make this.
That's why it's so wonderful.
Do you think that there was a graphic designer in the cult? Or do you think they went out and hired one and it's like, sup, so we're a cult. There's gonna be this comet, and there's a spaceship behind the comet. And if you die, you get to put your soul in the spaceship and go to another
They're
planet.
just like, sure, I don't care where my money comes from.
That, actually, that's 100% every graphic designer I've ever met.
Yeah, especially Daisy.
Especially Daisy.
So, okay, the next one is Westboro Baptist Church.
Oh!
So, the next one is one of the most dangerous ones, I would say.
Oh, God.
This is the beauty community on YouTube.
Oh, God, this one's, like, the scariest.
Yeah, because,
Jeez.
I mean, think about it. Those fans, like, I mean, they give a lot of money to these creators, just like all the other ones, and except it's a little bit more free thinking, but perhaps too much, in the sense that if they make one small mistake, even if there's no real proof yet, they'll just unfollow them immediately and ruin their career, basically cancel them. It's pretty toxic, honestly.
It's
violent, if you will.
And then, gosh, and just the fact of if you happen to, at any given point, jump into this, like, people want to, like, I don't know how to put it on there, like, if they like you, they're willing to overlook every single bad thing you've ever done.
Yeah, so that's what kind of constitutes it as a cult, in my opinion. So where do you think we should drag that one? I personally am thinking C tier, because as far as I know, no murder has occurred here.
No murder has occurred. And if we want to get really dating this episode, like the James and Toddy thing, like, I don't know, because even if you side with Toddy, like, she's in the community, but he's also in the community.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna put it on there. Some of the most obnoxious people I've ever seen are in this.
Yeah.
So we're giving it a C.
Alright, so the next one. This one
God.
might polarize some people, because there might be some cult members within our audience.
This one is so disgusting it makes me want to throw up. Like,
yeah,
this is really bad.
The worst. And that is the ska fan base.
Oh, God.
I mean, if you guys like Real Big Fish, that's okay. But you have to objectively know that it is a cult and you have been brainwashed.
There's no reason. There's no other explanation.
Yeah, they brainwash you and they get you to buy their CDs.
The Kool-Aid is ska music.
Yeah.
Just like big band music. Jeez, you don't have to come up with some special thing.
Yeah, exactly. So where would you put that?
Gosh. If this rating system was on how effective and how disgusting it was, just straight up S tier. But they also haven't killed anyone.
They have.
That we know of.
I don't know. I can't quite put it as S tier because, honestly, if a ska band tried to monetize our video, I would just say no.
Yeah.
So I'd put it under A tier.
Nice.
Plus, I just really want to fill in the space. So.
A for awful.
Yeah, that's what it means.
It kind of would have been funny though if ska had been an S tier, and it's just because they both begin with S.
I like how I said that we'll accept money from Scientology, but not ska. All right, we're down to our last cult.
Oh God, can it get worse than ska?
I don't know. We'll see. This one is the Boy Scouts of America.
All right, so not as bad, just bigger.
Yeah, this one has the most members.
Though. Wow, yeah. And I've heard like it's promoted in schools, which is kind of scary.
I know. I was actually a part of it. In second grade, I was a Cub Scout. Yeah.
Wow.
He tried to recruit me.
You made it to the Cub Scout level.
Yeah.
How did you get out?
How'd I get out?
Yeah.
I just decided I was bored and I wanted to leave, and they let me out. They didn't give me any cyanide laced drinks. They didn't do anything to manipulate me. They let me leave,
They didn't tell you
but
your family wouldn't love you?
no, not that I remember. I was a child,
Oh.
but honestly, I was just kind of bored to death, and I think it's not quite as exciting as some of the other ones here, so I'm not really sure where I'd put it. Maybe some people enjoyed it. It wasn't a very good experience for me.
Yeah, yeah, I'm just putting it out there. I guess a lot of people really wouldn't think of it as a cult, but I mean, to me, it's really obvious. You all have to wear these uniforms, and
Hmm.
you have to say like these weird chants when you go there.
You have to answer to the leader.
There's like a level system going on.
Yeah, and you earn badges from all the stuff you achieve. It's kind of similar,
Yeah, this is
but it's with children, so it makes it even worse.
yo, that's it's definitely worse.
So, because it's all children, I think it might have to go down to C.
C for children.
Yeah, C for children.
So I'm
So, what do you think? Are there any changes we need to make?
I'm liking it. I think the only thing that I could see maybe is putting Boy Scouts maybe in B tier, but I don't want to picture
why's that?
children next to Honohana.
Yeah, that's a good point. We'll put it with the beauty community.
Yeah, I mean to be fair, I've seen some pretty aggressive Boy Scouts that can be right up there with the beauty community.
Yeah, I think this is fair. I think
This
we
is fair.
judge these properly.
We're not gonna have
How are we
like
gonna outro this?
we're not gonna have like cult members banging down our doors, right?
The only one I'm afraid of, we put on S tier.
That's true.
Yeah, I'm pretty confident with our choices. If you think we left out something important, or you think one of them should be switched around, let us know in the comments. We'd like to hear your suggestions.
If any of you guys want to join our cult, the cult of WoopTube, be super great. You can subscribe, like,
You
and
ring that bell.
ring that bell, ring it hard, and
Yeah.
share with all your friends. The more friends you bring into the cult, the more I don't know, what's something
More
meaningless
subscribers
can
we
give 'em.
have.
Yeah, the more
That's
subscribers,
a greater cause.
the more power we gain. You know the funny thing? I actually like a couple Real Big Fish songs.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind ska at all.
Yeah,
Mine's
I
gonna
don't
make
mind
Whitney mad.
it. I think it's kind of a fun concept. It's a fun
No,
idea.
I just thought it was so stupid. I had to put it when I thought of it. I really don't mind it whatsoever. There's some bands that are actually legitimately good.